of disruption is a challenge in life, and we never consider the importance of sleep disruption, one of the most important elements that must not be compromised. I'm going to explain to you various forms of sleep disruption, and it is not just insomnia. Let's see. Let's learn about these core forms of sleep disruption. What is insomnia? Insomnia covers all of these four conditions. When you are not able to fall asleep, it takes you more time. Or you are not able to stay asleep, which means you wake up very often. Or not able to go to sleep after you wake up in the middle of the night. And finally, you do feel tired after waking up. All of these conditions, and there are specific durations which I am skipping the details. When you have any of these conditions, it means you have insomnia. There are multiple forms of sleep apnea, with obstructive sleep apnea being the most common form of sleep disruption. And remember, it is a potentially serious, hazardous disease. It causes breathing to repeatedly stop and start because of the choking of the airways. As I said, this is the most common form of sleep apnea. Restless Leg Syndrome is another form of a movement disorder that happens during sleep. It causes uncomfortable sensation, obviously, in the legs, and urges the individual, feels the urge to move the legs while he or she is asleep. And finally, narcolepsy is defined by extreme sleepiness during the day. And this individual often just falls off to sleep suddenly, and this happens during the day. So together, all these different variations of sleep disruption have a huge impact on our mind and the body. It is linked as a risk factor for increased blood pressure, diabetes, several forms of heart disease, and this is less known. Sleep disruption also causes obesity. It also is linked to bone disorders, mood, depression, and there's a cognitive impact, forgetfulness, irritability, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, there's a huge price we pay for this disruption. And before we begin to understand what kind of price I'm paying, it's important to understand what form of sleep disruption I have. I hope by now you have a better understanding of the challenges related to sleep. Please remember, each of these needs to be identified and work, because sleep quality problem is connected with many disease and quality of life.